Welcome to the 32nd episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host, Shali, and we're here with Rizky. Say hello, Rizky.
Hello.
Rizky is always joining us from far away,
Yes.
But you're always in our hearts, Rizky, so don't worry about it.
I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. And neither is Brave Frontier, which is why we're here today, because we have some new content, new and exciting things to come for Brave Frontier here today. Shall we get started with these, Rizky?
Yes, let's start.
Okay, well, it just so happens that the European version of Brave Frontier is making another appearance in our Brave Frontier, the global version. And we're coming out with a new dungeon called A Dark Ritual, featuring both Morgana and Merlin. And this is a EU collaboration challenge dungeon, of course, as already stated. You can discover the secrets behind Merlin's dark rites. What is he about? Why is he so mysterious? What is the deal with him? You're gonna get 2 levels of challenges, and then if you beat the second level, you will get a Merlin 7-star for absolutely free, which is amazing, right? And then you get his evolution material as well to evolve him to his Omni form, which is even better. So you get both. You get Merlin, and you get evolution materials to make him even stronger. Awesome.
Wow. Such a nice reward, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we have seen that in a while, where we've had a dungeon where we can actually get units from. It's kind of rare nowadays, so I'm very much looking forward to this.
You know, player was asking, like, where's the content? And here's the content for you, you know.
Exactly. We're delivering. We're trying to deliver here.
Right.
Okay, so Legends of Neo Avalon will also reopen, which is a dungeon that we've already had in Brave Frontier Global before. But now you can farm for materials to craft Merlin's ES sphere. So a special sphere for Merlin that you can equip to get a certain number of extra skills. And then you can also join the heroes of the Legends of Neo Avalon as they continue, their journey through the adventures of the world of Grand Gaia, which is also very, very exciting. So this is fun. I mean, again, I'm excited that a dungeon is going to be dropping units yet again, and a 7-star unit at that, with evolution materials and also crafting materials in the other dungeon to get this sphere. So you get everything that you need, basically, to get the most out of Merlin here, which is great. And speaking of Merlin, now let's get into his design and a little bit of his lore. Now this is an European collaboration unit. I am not a specialist in these, but I did do my homework, and I brought some story for you guys today about Merlin here. Merlin is rumored to have been present in many different stages of history, especially very close to very influential people of the time. Whether he influenced those influential people, it's unknown. We don't know much about him except for what we have heard in legends and stories that have been passed by others. But the latest rumor is that somebody who looks just like Merlin has been spotted yet again, and he was helping this particular king, who was a good king to his people, but then the king died, and then Merlin kind of moved to the outskirts of the city, and then kind of took up a young squire and a fairy at that also. So he took 2 people under his wing, this young squire and then a fairy, and now he just kind of lives in the outskirts of town in some cottage. Now this fairy grew up to be Morgana, and eventually Morgana confronts Merlin for reasons that we'll explain in just a little bit. And then Merlin finds himself in quite a bit of trouble. So for the rest of the story, you guys are just gonna have to, get your free Merlin from the dungeon, which shouldn't be that hard. You should just, beat both levels of the dungeon, get your Merlin, evolve him, and then you can get the story straight from the unit guide. But looking at his visuals here, he doesn't look like the nicest guy.
There are too many dark aura there, as like even his clothing as well.
Yeah.
My image of Merlin is like a wise old man with a wide robe, like Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Like my personal image of Merlin has always been the benevolent wizard. Like he's out there to use his magic for good and for kind things, but this Merlin is giving me the total opposite. of that. Yeah, he looks very dark. He doesn't look like he has the best intentions. And on his Omni form here, you can see Morgana, the fairy, gliding above him with her her cybernetic magic staff.
Cybernetic magic.
Yeah, which is another thing that I also have to keep in mind, because in my mind these are medieval times, right? So everything is very old-fashioned, but this is a very, very different interpretation of, you know, what we know as the lore of Avalon, because this is Neo Avalon. Everything is very technologically advanced, so her staff is cybernetic. I have to remember that one. All right, but the art that you see here, and also the Merlin that you guys are getting from the dungeon, in the original European version, it is a 6-star to 7-star evolution, but because we are releasing them for global from 7-star to Omni evolutions, they will get, you know, special enhancements just for the global version. Their skills will be slightly different, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver at the rarity that they are being released in.
Right.
Okay. Moving on to Morgana, the fairy that we mentioned before. Now, Morgana was basically kind of raised by Merlin along the young squire, which, spoiler alert, I do believe is Arthur. Yes, I mean, if you don't know the story of Avalon and King Arthur,
read some history.
Yeah, read some history. It's a very common fable. Lots of people know about it. And well, in this particular version, Merlin raises Morgana and Arthur basically as brother and sister. And through the course of learning, you know, more about warfare and how to use like magical devices, and Morgana learning her pyromancy, she kind of starts doubting Merlin's intentions and gets very suspicious of him. And the more that she learns, the more suspicious that she grows, and then she starts plotting against Merlin for a long time until she decides, you know, today is the day that I'm going to do something about it. And then I'm not going to say exactly what it is that she does, because I don't want to spoil the whole story, but she comes into great, great power. She becomes a very, very powerful being, and then she uses her magic against her own mentor, you know, the person that brought her to become a really good magician or witch, whatever she prefers to call herself. I'm not judging. So again, to get the rest of the lore, please do try to see if you can get Morgana from the special gate that will be opening for her the, you know, for summon. Because Merlin is going to be free, but Morgana, I do believe, is going to cost you a couple of gems. So good luck trying to get her. I do think she looks amazing. Risky, what do you think of her design?
I think it's really complex, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I'm finding it a bit hard to find out the shape of her body.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit difficult to tell because her skirt is very flowy. I do believe she's like floating, but yeah, you don't know if there are legs under there or not. You just kind of hope that she has them. But I think very interesting.
It's something very unique to EU, I would say.
Yes, definitely has the European version flair written all over it. I do feel like so. Very cool. I love her kind of like fire eyebrows. She's got fire eyebrows. That's a very, very nice touch. I'm very much looking forward to seeing her in the game. All right. So moving on. Oh, and side note, Morgana is pretty much the same as Merlin as well, whereas in the original European version, the artwork that you see is from 6-star to 7-star. But in our version, she will be released from 7-star to Omni, and she will also get, you know, the global upgrade to make up for that rarity discrepancy. Just, you know, to clarify any doubts. But moving on here to the Vortex Arena Season 3 Terrestrial Showdown preview. So we've had, you know, the Fire Arena, we've had the Water Arena, now it's time for the Earth Arena. Yes, and we are going to have exclusive spheres, of course. If you rank from 1 to 1,500, you're going to get Kwoni's Honor. If you rank from 1,501 to 6,000, you'll get Kwoni's Brand. And then also in the Event Bazaar, we'll have the Shali wing.
Shali wing.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. I think it's Shale. you could also exchange for it with your tokens. So make sure that you guys are not missing out on these arenas. They are a very good source to get evolution materials for your Omni units if you want to make them into Omni Plus. You get lots of good stuff from participating. So even if you can't make it all the way up to those really high ranks to get these precious spheres, just by participating, you're getting a lot of good rewards. So make sure that you're at least, when you log in that one time a day or twice a day, if your arena orbs are full, go and make sure that you spend them, because it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I think players should actually aim for the collecting the token if they can't really compete in the rank.
Exactly.
So at least they can get the past season sphere. So
exactly, which is a very nice side bonus that you can just get from participating in the arena.
Right.
And speaking of Vortex Arena, the next Vortex Arena is probably going to be Thunder. So we are going to introduce our new Vortex Arena Thunder unit, Tate and Tama. Now, I mean, this design is lovely. I absolutely adore it. What do you think, Rizky?
I think she's really, what do you call it, like an Imoto type? A little sister type?
Yeah.
Unlike Honoka, which is like a big sister type. Sorry, I'm just being otaku.
You're being super otaku right now. It's fine. You're amongst your own people. You are safe. We are all otakus here for the most part. I just really like her design because I feel it brings something very different to Brave Frontier. It looks very rooted in culture. Most of the things that we see are usually a lot about making an impact with the clothing. Like the bigger it is, the more impact it has, or the more graceful that it looks, the more appealing the unit may seem. But this one feels to me like there's a whole culture behind, Tate. Like she grew up somewhere very specific with a very specific set of traditions and things like that. I like that. I like to be able to see that just from the design of the unit. And Tate is actually from the Western Plains. She grew up scouting and tracking, and she's one of the best amongst her people, which is why she got to do the trials of passage, the rite of passage, at a very early age compared to her peers. And during those rites, she met the Lynx, which is the one that you see here on the screen. His name or her name, I'm actually not sure if it's a boy or a girl, is Tama. And I mean, it's adorable. I love the color of this Lynx. It's really great. And after meeting Tama, she started gaining visions of things that are to come in the future, which unfortunately is a war over magical beasts and their enslavement. Which we did touch upon a little bit in the last BNC when we explained that Honoka is against, magical beast enslavement, and obviously so is Tate and her companion Tama. And so because of this, her elders decided to send her to the academy. In the academy is where she is going to learn that not everybody is a kind person, not everybody has good intentions, and that even in the academy itself, there are very sketchy people who are not treating these magical beasts, these very overpowered animals, with the fairness that they could be. So I'm gonna leave the lore right there. If you guys get a chance to get Tate and Tama, you can learn how the story plays out. But I am very interested in this unit just because she looks so unique. She's a very cool looking unit, and I'm really hoping that I can get her. Be good.
Right. I think, and not just Tate, but Tama itself is really, really adorable, especially on the 7th
Very
star.
adorable, especially as a baby. That might make some people not want to evolve Tate and Tama.
Maybe.
Because they want to keep Tama as a baby. But I mean, I think even grown-up Tama looks really, really cool. But there's no beating that adorable baby Lynx. I'm in love. It's beautiful.
Well,
it's beautiful.
I guess kudos to the artist and the game designer for the idea.
As always,
I
mean, they've done an incredible job, especially with these new Vortex units. I cannot get enough of them. I keep wanting to see which one comes next, But this is the one that comes next, so we have to wait for this one for now.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to move on to some other cool stuff. Rizky, do you want to take it from here?
Okay, sure. So the next thing we are going to address is about the guild raid. So, I mean, as everyone knows, we have been having a little bit hiccups with the guild raid, especially for the guild raid season 10 that was delayed for a while, like multiple times. And then now we are having season 11 actually that is well, we did get some feedback from users regarding the issues that is happening in the current guild raid. Even though we actually tried to fix the HP desync problem on the other platforms.
Oh, good.
Apparently, there are Windows platform that we missed out, and even though the number of users using the Windows platform are not that many at the moment, but communities raise a concern regarding some people or some players or some guilds might be exploiting this situation. So after the team discussed it internally, we decided that okay, maybe we should put guild raid season 11 on hold, especially on the competition part, until those issues are fixed. So unfortunately, I think guild raid season 11 will probably be planned for either May or early June, I would say, looking at the fixed time needed and investigation needed for this. And as a compensation for that, we will be giving the guild tokens and relics from trials and other Frontier Rift guild events instead.
Oh, okay. So you can still get them while guild raid is down, but just through different dungeons, basically.
Yes, I mean, as a guild players or regular guild players, they might be expecting a stream of tokens and relics every month. So whenever we make an adjustment, to be fair to everyone, we have to give or to find a way to actually distribute the guild token and relics. So if the guild event itself is being put on hold, the only thing for us to do it is to actually give it through other event, or as a replacement for the competitive part, we're actually going to run guild trials.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify, this is the guild trial. So as you guys know, the guild trials is more on for players to test their unit setup, to just play it at a relaxing pace and still get relics and tokens. Yeah, but no competitive part, no ranking parts.
Okay, that sounds like better than nothing, right? I mean.
Yeah. I mean that's actually better. I mean, like at least those people who knows about the HP desync problem on the Windows platform won't be trying to exploit it, because it's not about ranking anymore. It's about just playing through the trials and getting the tokens and relics.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, in general, we will be improving guild raid in the future. Of course, things regarding the guild raid improvement, it will be raised up in producer's letter officially. It could be before this recording is published or after that. But one thing that we wanted to let players know is that we won't be able to change the gameplay of guild raid in a major way. For example, like maybe changing the game mode or something else, but we can address the balancing of the monsters. For example, the Guardian's difficulty, we can make it more challenging for the player. For example, we can increase the Guardian's HP or skill damages so that the battle is more challenging. It's not trivial. I mean, like right now, a lot of players are using the Omni Plus, and things can become really easy for most of the players. Yeah. And another way is to provide a way to get the past season's alternate illustrations. So for now, we have been giving the alternate illustrations as a season specific, and of course some players might miss 1 or 2 seasons. They want to get it back, so yeah, we'll provide a way to get it.
Okay, sounds good.
And another one is to increase the exchange limits of crafting materials in the guild exchange hall. So players will have more motivation to actually farm the tokens and the relics to actually get it exchanged with the materials. They're all the guild raid spheres that are pretty powerful. So we would want to give players more motivation to actually try on this.
Okay.
Yeah. And the last thing would be reducing the win bonus. So why is this an improvement in general? Well, because Currently, it is about 20% of bonus when it will be given to the guild who are winning, and then it feels very unfair for guild because they don't have a way to choose their opponent.
Right.
So basically, it is really based on luck. Imagine if you are a pretty strong guild, but then you meet the number one guild, and then you are basically determined to lose your 20% bonus.
Right. That wouldn't be very fair.
So I think the team are looking at this, and they are hoping to trying to adjust that winning bonus to a lower number so that it doesn't feel that much unfair when you are meeting a very strong opponent.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Good.
Yeah. So more of other future improvements can be considered as well, but I guess that will be shared with players on our developer diary or the producer's letter. So please look forward for it.
Okay, I will be looking forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to the next guild event that is coming, we will be having the Frontier Rift Guild event, Joy to Ashes. And now we are featuring Grand Omni.
Grand Omni! So last time we had Elena, right? And now we get Grant. It's awesome.
Yeah, so, well, the story is still about the Elysian lore. And currently, we are going to players are going to aim for defeating Gregor and escape from the Forgotten Tower.
Right.
If player goes together with a guild, you can contribute to the total guild score, and then you can work with the guild to obtain the guild score milestone rewards, such as this a free standalone Grand Omni. So again, the Grant will be the same, very similar to Elena. It's going to be a separate unit and a free unit. So it's not really an evolved version of the previous Grant unit.
Right.
Yeah. And there will be unique ES sphere as well to push Grant to the greater heights. And on the guild score milestone, there you can also exchange for Omni materials and other rewards.
Excellent,
So, yeah.
excellent. That sounds like a good deal.
What do you think about the design, Charlie?
I love it. Grant is a very unique character also. He is like the embodiment of what a manly man is. He's carrying two swords, one in hand, and one of the swords is actually like a gun blade. So he has to have it all. He's like the most macho of macho men that there could be in Brave Frontier. So I'm looking forward to seeing him back in action, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a really good unit, huh?
I'm sure he is. It's going to be very exciting. And now with Elena also on board, I mean, this whole Elysian story is really taken off. It's really great.
So moving on, we are going to have actually the other unit called Estia.
Estia! Oh my God.
Estia is coming again. So I think some players did guess, like, okay, so we have Xenon.
Yeah, I mean,
So
well,
what's
last time also I did say I was like the queen/princess, and then I was like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't be telling you guys all this stuff, but here she is. The secret is finally out.
Yeah, so what do you think about the design?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I know that many people have their own waifus in Brave Frontier. Estia is my waifu. So Xenon is my husband, though. Xenon and Zelnite are like neck to neck. And I think I actually had Xenon before I had Zelnite. I'm not entirely sure of that. I don't even know if I can check. But Xenon and Estia were my absolutely most favorite unit for the longest time. The only reason why they stopped being in my party was because they were stuck at that 5-star rarity. And now that they're coming back with these, Omni rarities, 7-star to Omni, this is not even pulling at Mifune. They completely skipped the 7-star. It's not from 7-star to Omni. This is from 5-star to Omni we're talking about. So obviously these units are very, very special, and I'm sure they have a lot to bring. And like I mentioned before on the last episode, the Elysian storyline is my favorite of the global original stories, and these two characters are exactly why, because I love them so much. So
yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, the story itself is pretty interesting. You know how Estia went into cursed Estia, if you guys remember.
Yes, oh my god.
The
Such a horrifying sight. I mean, the total opposite of what the Estia that we can see here. You know, trying to flee, taking shelter in this like mysterious tower, and then ended up being cursed by this witch, and Xenon swearing to protect her to the very end, even in her, you know, cursed form. I mean, it's a story for the ages, man. I really love it, and Estia looks like the most graceful thing that has ever walked on Grand Gaia. Really, she does.
and yeah, that is a very good explanation for her.
Yeah.
In a way, I mean, like I think the design is really great now, and note that she's going to be available as a 7-star, 7-star and Omni only. So there's nothing. It's not related to the previous Estia design.
Right.
So this is a purely new unit, the same as Xenon.
Okay, well, I'm expecting great things from her and Xenon, and the whole storyline that is, you know, basically the focus of Brave Frontier nowadays. I am very, very excited for these. All right.
All right, so I guess that's all for the Brave exclusive.
Okay, stick around for Brave Answers next. All right, and we're back, and it's time for Brave Answers, where we ask the questions to Risky, and Risky answers them for us. And today we have two questions. Number one here for you, Risky. Do you guys plan on updating the Frontier Rift Event Bazaar or Brave Insignia Shop with other units in the near future? If not, what other types of rewards do you plan on adding? Also, alternate art for Azurai?
That's kind of like 3 questions in it.
Yeah, there's quite a few questions in this one question, I must admit, yes.
But anyway, okay, first thing about the Frontier Rift Event Bazaar, we on Brave Insignia Shop, yes, we are planning to update on Frontier Rift Event Bazaar with units and gifts as well. So currently, as you guys know, we are having Triton, and Ultor will be the next unit. So
okay.
There will be chances that we will be adding more units as well for the Frontier Rift Event Bazaar. So because Frontier Rift is going to be the main, so-called the main event that we are having right now. So yeah.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. And for the Insignia Shop, however, at the moment we don't have any plan to update Insignia unit because we have Svalin, and you know Svalin costs quite a lot, 200 Insignia token. So at the moment we don't have any plan for updating with the unit. But however, we can consider updating with more L gifts and other stuff as well.
Okay.
So okay, the third question is alternate art for Azurai. Okay, so regarding this, you know, the team is actually considering to have various upgrades to the Emerald series, be it the Omni upgrades or alternate art for some of the units. So Azurai is one of the higher priority updates we have in hand. So yeah, I don't want to promise anything now, but just stay tuned for our announcement.
Okay, well that sounds promising enough. That sounds like good news for everyone because, as you know, everybody loves the Enoroth series. So.
And we just recently updated Azurai, like he becomes more, you know, back into the meta. He can become relevant into the current meta as well. So, you know.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. I'm pretty sure lots of people are going to be really happy to hear that. All right, so moving on to question number 2. Are there any plans on bringing Super Summoning Art Slab back soon with a half cost and double XP bonus? I believe it's been quite a while since we last saw this event. I was wondering if there are any plans on another, you know, Summoning Art Slab event like that.
All right, so for this, yes, we are definitely looking to rerun this in the future. And usually when we rerun this kind of a so-called stream event or like, you know, half cost double XP, it is usually around the seasonal events or other, you know, celebrations. So yeah, look forward for those kind of celebrations around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could celebrate every day if it were up to me, but I guess we'll just wait.
I mean, we just had the Blossom Festival, so.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
I guess the next will be.
Okay. Well,
something.
Some other kind of festival, hopefully not too far
Yeah.
off the horizon, because it would be nice to get those extra XP bonus
Right.
points. So, all right, well, thank you so much, Risky, for answering those questions. We're gonna move on to our Summoner's Corner now.
Right.
And let's see here. I think one of the, oh wait, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. There are 2 pages of Summoner's Corner today, because some of these questions are kind of long and some of them are very short. So the first one is from Daniel Soto. And Daniel Soto says simply, hi. Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to, I picked this one because I thought it looked so adorable. It was like the only one in the whole like comment section that was just like, that really stood out to me, because it's very short, very simple, but very effective. So here's Daniel Soto now in the Summoner's Corner saying hello, and we're saying hello back to you, Daniel. Thank you for dropping by just to say that. Okay, the next one is a little bit longer. It's from Brian O. And first and foremost, he says, thank you for everything you have done. And, you know, you're welcome. We love this game. We love improving it as much as we can and doing the best that we can to make sure that you guys have a good time playing it, right? And Brian asks if it's possible for us to get permission from the original creator, aka, you know, Takahashi-san, to completely finish the Divine 10. That would mean adding Sartoris and Reval so that we can use all of the 10 members of the Divine 10 group. And if possible, could we update Kuliuk and Felice because their cost is different than other units? So if possible, making their cost 54 to like match everybody else's.
I see. That is a very interesting question, though. I mean, like Kulik and Felice definitely have a really great design. I think players are just liking it and want to keep using them in the current meta. So yeah, we'll discuss it with the team.
Okay.
See if it's possible to actually update, because we haven't really, so far we have not really updated Japanese unit except for the last, the last batch, which is the Illuminate.
Right.
So yeah, I think we'll bring it to the team and discuss it.
Okay. Well, what about the Divine 10? Is there a possibility that we could complete the whole set, or do you think that that's a little bit out of our reach right now?
We have to get a permission from the Japanese.
Yes, first of all.
Yeah, from Takahashi first, because the reason being is that there must be a reason for them to just release the 8 instead of the other 2, right?
I mean,
there must be a reason.
There has to be, because otherwise they would have released the whole set, right? That's a little bit
right.
strange, yeah.
So this is something we need to check with them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, thanks for asking the questions.
All right, we'll move on to Sureño over here. Sureño asks, would it be possible to implement a permanent 3x speed feature for auto requesting, because it's kind of tedious to have to always press that speed button every time you do a run, because the runs themselves are automatic, right? But the speed always resets to the slowest speed every time you do one run. So you have to keep manually pressing that speed button. So is there, hope for us lazy people who do auto runs a lot? I mean, I'm right behind Sureño. I have this problem as well, and I've always been wondering about it. So what do you say, Risky?
Well, to be honest, this is I would say when you're running auto, you basically can forget about the phone and come back again later, right?
Right.
So the only reason for you to do this permanent 3x speed is to even farm more or like grind more. I mean, yeah, I understand. Like, this is something that's actually a very simple thing that we could done. But yeah, anyway, I'll bring it to the team as one of our quality of life improvement.
Okay.
I think this is not so much of a problem that we see it. The only issue is that we have other quality of life improvement with higher priority that we were working on in the upcoming patch. So that's why this was never getting pushed into a current on the immediate submission or immediate version updates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds promising. I am looking forward to the answer from the team about that, because I've been wondering this for a while myself as well. So thank you, Sureño, for that question. Now we're
Right,
going to
right.
move on to the last one by Edwin Ivanovich. Edwin is wondering, as you touched upon earlier, why Limelnate specifically got an upgrade. So why did Limelnate get an upgrade and not Rogalizer? Because according to a lot of things that are said in Brave Frontier, for example, like the Heaven's Edge sphere being the final, quote-unquote, final unit in Brave Frontier, Rogalizer should also be quite impactful and powerful, especially when compared to like Karnamasa and things like that. So why Limelnate got upgraded, and on top of that, is there a chance that Rogalizer could also be upgraded as well?
Right. So I guess the reason as of why Limelnate was updated, it's more of we see that in Japan, the way of Limelnate being on meta is a little bit different because at that time, few of the complaint was the unit itself doesn't do attack on the BB. Yeah. So what we did try to update is to bring it to the mostly the support unit are having the attack as well together with all the supports. And Rogalizer was deemed to be all-rounder enough and good enough in the current setup. So that's why the team didn't go to the adjusting Rogalizer as well.
Okay.
But I guess we can bring it for discussion.
Okay.
No promise on adjusting this, but we can bring it to the discussion and see if there's any need to actually like adjust Rogalizer or not.
All right.
And of course, yeah, extreme adjustment will require
Right.
permission from the Japan version, so
Okay.
I gotta ask that.
All right. Well, Limelnate did get an upgrade, which it was for the best. Rogalizer, I guess, the team thought it was good as is, but now they'll reconsider and give it a second look and see if Rogalizer needs a little bit more oomph, I guess we can say. But like Risky said, no promises. But Edwin does say, anyway, thank you so much for all that you guys have done. I'll keep cheering and supporting you guys. Muchas gracias, Shali, por seguir con nosotros e informando. Thank you, Risky, so much too. You both bring the best of us summoners, which was a very lovely thought that Edwin left for us there. So thank you so much, Edwin, for all of your support and your understanding, and for leaving this lovely comment on our last video. But yeah, I think that does it for us today. I hope you guys are looking forward to all of this magnificent content coming to you soon on Brave Frontier. By the way, we did want to mention that we have seen the comments regarding Brave Frontier 2 in the videos. It's not like we are ignoring them on purpose, it's just that we don't have any information to share with you guys about Brave Frontier 2, the global version of it. So whenever we get actual information regarding Brave Frontier 2 global, or the possibility of a Brave Frontier 2 global, then we promise to be the first ones to share that with you guys. But unfortunately, we don't have that information right now, so we're just gonna have to ask for your patience, hold your horses a little bit, enjoy Brave Frontier 1 that is still here and still bringing you amazing content, and then we can think about a Brave Frontier 2 global a little bit more in the future, okay?
As we mentioned it earlier in our New Year update, that we are promised to actually bring content for you for the whole year.
Right.
So I guess it's not something to worry about at the moment. We are still going to bring you a lot of content. Frontier Rift, Guild Rift Event is coming, V as well, and who knows, collaborations.
Yeah. Oh, Risky dropping hints about future collaborations.
Well, we have the EU collaboration, right?
Oh, well, yeah, okay. EU collaboration is one of them, yes. Hopefully there are more exciting collaborations in the future.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right, but that does it for us today, you guys. We hope that you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you on the next episode. See ya.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.